Hello guys, it is Jead, and today might be the most insane video we've ever done for content on the game. We've got Team of the Year leaks that are insane, icon swap leaks that are still insane. We've got some amazing SBCs and upgrades on the game right now, but we also have some really good potential investments and coin making, basically because the market has crashed and we expect it to rise going into the weekend. So yeah, let's not waste your time with this one. Make sure to subscribe if you want daily Team of the Year videos. We've got coin making, the best choices for all the EVOs coming out, how to craft all the SBCs for free. Leave a like while you're down there, and without further ado, let's jump into it. Right, you beautiful people, here is the plan for today. We're going to start with the content because there is so much you can do now to get fodder, get packs ready for Team of the Year, and a lot of people are missing certain things, so we will start with that. We'll then jump into the Team of the Year leaks. We have the full men's Team of the Year official stats, and that is cooking some of the market. We even have some crazy leaks about EVOs coming on Friday, which again will make certain cards rocket in price, certain cards just get cooked, and then we'll talk about, obviously at the end, the best investments we can be making right now to make as many coins as possible for Team of the Year. Remember, we're going to be live on Twitch later today, then on Friday, then on Sunday, so do not miss out, right? Make sure you're in them streams, ask me any questions you want to ask me. Let's jump into it, right? Let's start with the content. Off the bat, we got the daily login. I'll remind you guys to complete this every single day. Do not forget the daily login, but we also got loads of other SBCs, most of them being upgrades. So of course, the daily login, we get the completionist, and I'll show you the objectives in just a second, but obviously we get the upgrades. Now, we made a full video on this yesterday. Go and check that out for the best grind, but essentially, you get to do this 5 times 83 attackers 3 times, then it is done. It is not repeatable every single day. You get the 4 of 10 80 plus player pick. That is amazing. Do it every single day. The 3 times 85 upgrade, again, amazing. Do it every single day. Look, the fodder grind is rough at the minute, but honestly, buying the 84s and buying the 85s to do these SBCs, even though they've gone up in price, is still worth it, in my opinion, if you do want to pack a Team of the Year, right? Now, that wasn't all. We, of course, got this Beckenbauer SBC. However, don't do it, right? The reason you're not doing this SBC is because EA are just trying to drain your fodder for Team of the Year. But not only that, not only for 1.1 million, it's actually quite a good card. Team of the Year brings fodder down at least on the first weekend, and then it normally rises afterwards, and we'll talk about that later, but this should be cheaper to do on at least Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So even if you want Beckenbauer, no point really starting it now, unless for whatever reason you got fodder coming out your ears. So I wouldn't go and do that, but that was the SBC content, right? We did get a Team of the Year warm-up evolution. I would wait on this one. It's just not great. It is literally called warming up. Basically, it's a +2 in some stats and a +1 in some stats. The only reason this is bad, or quotes bad, is that it improves the rating of the card, which means it's best for chains, but you don't want to make your card too high rating. It's a bit weird. I would just leave this one towards the end. You've got 9 full days to do it. We're going to get so many cracked evolutions during Team of the Year that you could probably make some amazing chains using this as well. So don't rush to do that one. It's absolutely fine. Probably the best content we got was actually objectives. Now, we got the daily login completionist. So do that every single day. But the main thing you need to know about is not really the daily login completionist. It's actually the Team of the Year warm-up cut, right? This gives you some insane rewards, including evolutions. We love evolutions being in rewards. But it's also some nice fodder packs, including the 10 times 84, which is ridiculous. You literally can't miss that. We also obviously got the Silver Stars Super League, whatever it's called. Basically, go and do that. Honestly, I know a lot of you guys don't have proper silver teams. With all the icons right now, you should have at least some of a silver team, and some of the rewards in that, and the 5 times 86. Apparently, it's not too sweaty, which is great. I'm getting told by a lot of the community that it's not too sweaty, which is lovely. And then, of course, campaign, you get the Team of the Year daily login completionist. And like I say, on these daily videos, no matter what they are, I will try and remind you guys to do the daily login completionist. And that was content. You need to go and do it all. Honestly, boys, if you want any chance of packing a Team of the Year, just go and get ready. Go and start doing those SBCs. Mainly do the objectives. Play as much as you can in those game modes. You don't really need to worry about rivals as much. Rivals rewards are not really as worth it compared to some of those objectives. But yeah, make sure we are doing them, and make sure you try and do as many of these upgrades every single day. And I will leave a link to the pack grind video in the description, just in case you want to know exactly how to pack grind all of these SBCs right here. But let's jump into these leaks, right? This is huge. I can't believe how much the leakers just step up the game every year. Now, we all hate the leaks, but we need to know about it, right? Let's start with arguably the most important when it comes to things you actually need to do on the game, because this is the upcoming SBCs, and we get this shell in today. Now, honestly, again, like I just said with Beckenbauer, it's probably a not complete. A lot of the pros use this card in the pro tournament, and they use her finesse shot plus only. She's pretty stiff in game from what I've heard, but her finesse shots are lethal. If it comes in at like 400k and like 350k under her market price, maybe we start to look at it. But yeah, really going to do that? I don't think so. I think it'll be priced around 600,000 coins to 700,000 coins, which is just not a complete for me with all the SBCs we've got coming. But don't get me wrong, it's a great card. We then get Lucio. That could come today. I'm not too sure. It's probably going to come tomorrow on Thursday. And we've, of course, got Team of the Year Marcelo, Wilson flashback, Frimpong flashback, and Elise honorable mention, all coming as SBCs. Guys, you can see how fodder's going to become really important to save. We'll go into that later on with investing. Can we invest in fodder? I am super hyped for some of these SBCs. Let me know which one down below you're most looking forward to, because it's almost certainly going to be Marcelo. If he's not so overpriced, we should see him everywhere. But that is not at all. As you can see, look at the amount of tabs I've got open up top. Leaks are insane, and the market is reacting to it. We, of course, get the Cucurella, which a lot of people are not on. You know, they're not a fan of. I think Cucurella probably deserves one. I don't like playing against him. I think he's a dickhead when you play against him. I'm support Liverpool. Don't like playing against Chelsea. But obviously, if you're a Chelsea fan, you're probably buzzing with this. Not official playstyles. Don't worry. He's not getting Rapid and Bruiser. We'll have to wait and see what he gets. But he should be getting 2 playstyle pluses. And that, obviously, that's a massive part of why the market's changing. All the honourable mentions get 2 playstyle pluses normally. And that should be the case this year, which means even cards like this, right? Even cards like Cucurella that are lower rated normally is getting 2 playstyle plus, and that could change the game. And another one that's coming as an SBC later on into Team of the Year is Gabriel. Now, who remembers his FC25 card? I'm, of course, talking about this card here, the SBC that we had towards the end of the game. It was insane before Team of the Season. Even into Team of the Season, I used this card until we got his actual Team of the Season card, and it was beautiful. So that Gabriel, as we can see it there, should be a nice SBC. They'll probably overprice it being Prem. Again, it just leads to saving your fodder, and can we invest in it? And before we jump into the huge Team of the Year leaks, we of course get Team of the Season today. This is only for EVOs now. No one cares about these cards. We're all looking at which cards are best for EVOs, and it's probably going to be Rico Lewis and Gabriel Martinelli. Possibly Benzema when we get 87s, but to be honest, I'm not looking forward to these. The Harvey Barnes ones, possibly. I can see he's got low driven and has some really cracked stats, but he's normally a card that doesn't play too well in game, just because of play styles and body type and stuff. Rico Lewis could be a nice one, but he's got tiki-taka at right back, although these, I don't know, stats predicted, so maybe not. Maybe he gets Bruiser or something. Honestly, I don't know. I just think that none of this Team of the Week is really something we're going to look at, but we are going to talk about investing in some of the last Team of the Weeks, because basically that Evo towards the end of the video looks insane, and it looks like that's what's going to kill the market more than the actual Team of the Year cards. But we've got, of course, got to talk about these Team of the Year cards. Now, these are all official playstyles, official stats, and I want your guys' opinions down below. Who do you want to pack in these upgrade packs, right? We're going to be bringing, like, not daily, but often Team of the Year grinds as the upgrades change from EA, so you know exactly what you need to do. But look at this Haaland card. Low-driven, Enforcer, Rapid, with crack stats. 3 of the best playstyles after the patch. Obviously, no finesse, but he'll almost certainly have finesse base. So Haaland, if they can make him maybe 4-star, looks like he'll be insane. We then get Vitinha. Now, a lot of people are saying Pedri's card's better, even though Vitinha had the better season. But as a box-to-box centre mid that you want to play on Playmaker as well as box-to-box, like, both of them are fine. He looks insane with that finesse shot that we know is broken on centre mids this year. And that is Pedri's card right there, right? So he has incisive instead of finesse shot. But if you look at the stats of the two of them, Pedri's almost definitely a better card, unless the playstyles say otherwise in game. So let me know, is that deserved? And also, which league upgrades, when we get the league upgrades, like the specific leagues, which one are you looking to open? Do you want the Prem cards, the Liga cards? Because if you want the Liga cards, you could, of course, get this Mbappe card. Now, everyone's, you know, saying the game change is a waste of a playstyle. He only has 2 playstyle pluses. But would Mbappe have been too overpowered if they give him, like, quick step, rapid, and finesse shot plus? Maybe he would have been, and he'll still be 10, 12, 50 million coins, even with that game changer. Don't worry about that. Then probably the one that people are not happy about is Van Dijk getting in Team of the Year. Look, as a Liverpool fan, I'm buzzing with this, boys, but that is an amazing card. We all know Intercept Plus is insane. Anticipate is insane. Aerial Fortress, not as much, but it's still decent on centre-backs. He's got an amazing card. I think that's going to be such an expensive card. Like, you're not going to be able to see that card too much in game. It's going to be so, so rare. And when we get onto the other centre-back, you'll see why I think Van Dijk's looks so nice. We got Nuno Mendes at left-back. Now, a 97 rated left-back card, and one of the highest rated in the entire Team of the Year is crazy. I think he's joint highest rated, which, again, when's the last time we've seen a left-back? Probably not ever, right? Be the joint highest rated in Team of the Year, and his card looks insane. Ping, Jockey, and Quickstep are all nice for left-backs this year. He's going to probably be the best card in terms of his own position in the entire game. Maybe one other, which I'll talk about in a second. We've, of course, got Declan Rice as well. Wasted playstyle with Dead Ball Plus. I get they're insane for free kicks, but you know what I mean. Intercept is lovely. He's the most undeserved Team of the Year of the entire team, but he's in there as well. Oh, this card as well. Now, look, they've actually given a low-driven finesse and tiki-taka. Boys, honestly, you're going to come up against this in probably every division rivals. Somehow, it'll be the rarest card in the game, but all your opponents are, of course, going to have this Claudia Pina. We're getting some of the women's league or women's leaks. We don't have all of them yet, but, of course, Claudia Pina's came first, and she looks insane. And, by the way, she's 5-star, 5-star. So just to add to your nightmares tonight, she is 5-star, 5-star. Now, we do have a shout with Koundé for the worst team of the year of all time? Is this the worst team of the year of all time when playstyles have been introduced? Because Jockey is okay, but whip pass and slide tackle, and remember, his gold card doesn't have intercept, it doesn't have anticipate. So if this card doesn't have intercept and it doesn't have anticipate, like one or the other, genuinely could be one of the worst team of the year cards of all time, because we all know playstyles are king, but it gets better than that with Usman Dembele. Now, please, EA, give him that as a dynamic, and I will go and buy the card for 15 million. I will make it my goal. He has rapid, low driven, and first touch. People hate on first touch. I think it's kind of cool. I think first touch is kind of nice, but that is Dembele's card. And this is, of course, the full team. The only cards we missed were Saliba and Donnarumma. Saliba's got long ball, bruiser, and anticipate, and he's a good card, but I think Van Dijk's better. It should have been Gabriel. I think we all know this should have been Gabriel, and we all know that EA rigged the team of the year. I don't know why, to be honest. Well, I do know why. They sell packs, but... And then Donnarumma, if you can't see there, he has far throw, footwork, and far reach. Now, footwork and far reach, and he'll probably have every goalkeeper play style. Him and Nuno Mendes, in my opinion, are the two by far and away the best in their position in the entire game. But of course, these cards cook the power curve, and that is a big part of the discussion, right? These cards, we've gone from one playstyle plus to three. Of course, we have some two playstyles, but it's only the top-end icons. These cards have cooked the power curve. They do it every single year, but EA's thing this year was to not cook the power curve. So what do you guys think? Is it cooked? Are we going to see a market demolition? We well could, especially with icons and honorable mentions also coming. Now, of course, we're going to get into investments in just a bit and why the market is moving so heavily downward in the most part, and which cards are already starting to rocket that we can look to invest in. But we have a few more other leaks, starting with icon swaps. Now, what's really important to note is, yes, there's an R9, yes, there's a Ferdinand, yes, there's some crazy cards, but you're not going to be able to get them big end cards for ages, right? These icon swaps start in 2 weeks, right? And if it goes off previous years, it might be another month or even longer until you can get R9, and at least a month until you can get Ferdinand, which means you're looking at over a month to get both of them cards. Now, some of the earlier cards, yes, you can get sooner, and we do have some other leaks with the packs, and I'll show you that in just a second. But what do you guys think? R9, yes, we get free R9. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, don't get your hopes up too soon. This card, and it's not the official card anyway. No way they're giving him Finesse and Rapid, to be honest, if they're giving him for free. But there's no way we're getting this card in a month. I think it's taken way longer than that. Again, not complaining, but just don't think we're getting it too soon. The other leaks we've got is new pack code, and this has to be icon swapped. It's not confirmed, by the way, not at all. But if you're telling me an 86 times 25 is going in the store, and that's during team of the year, what do they price that at? 600k, 700k? That has to be an icon swapped, and then a 15 times 85 as well has to be an icon swapped. What would you guys pick? Are you guys going to be gambling addicts, or are you going to save up for the R9 and the Ferdinand? A lot of people say they're going to go for them, and then it takes too long, and they go for the packs instead. However, there is one leak that is cooking the market, and it's what I want to talk about more than any of those team of the year cards. It is, of course, the EVO. Now, this is going to be huge. You want to stick around on the channel for this one. I'm going to be going over the best choices, but also so many people made the mistake last year of doing this evolution too early. So the way this works, right, is create your own honorable mentions team of the year player, CDM, Sentiment, or Cam. It should come out Friday, not confirmed, should come out Friday. But they basically keep doing daily additions to it. So you start with a low-rated player, you can add this, then add that, then add this. But you don't need to do the EVO like day one. So people pick cards day one, put them in, and then turns out their card at the end of it is not that good. Where if you just kind of wait, hold off, you'll start to see some crazy chains. So what I recommend is, when this comes out, if it, allows you to do so, if it doesn't expire within a couple of days, and it gives you like a full week to do it, hold off as long as physically possible before starting this evolution. But we're going to see in a second, not only is this cooking centre mid, CDMs and Cams, it's also starting to skyrocket some of the lower rated ones that people are investing in hopes that they fit this evolution right here. So leave a like on the video if these help you out, boys. As you can see, I'm excited for Team of the Year, man. It's the best time of the year for me. It's better than Team of the Season. It's better than the start of the game, in my opinion. I just love it for the upgrade packs and everything. And let's jump into these investments. Let's jump into what we can actually look at to buy right now on the game. Now, of course, we're going to talk about why I am invested in fodder and I'm starting to sell it. I'll explain all that at the end, and we'll talk over low budget as well. But let's first start with some of the higher end flips, because trust me, this might be the most insane market crash the entire year. It feels like we say that every single week, but you'll see what I mean, right? And my favorite place to look for this that I recommend you guys do as well is if you go to the FUT GG, go here, and then go to Momentum Trends. It shows you the players that have moved down the most in the last 24, 12, and 6 hours. And what you see, most importantly, is some of the higher end meta cards, because that's what we're looking to invest in, right? I want to be very clear. Meta market's dying. These are your parameters when you're looking for flips. Rarity, cards that are genuinely in demand because they're still meta on the game. And then we're going to avoid certain positions as well, which is why Ramirez is down so much. Again, let me explain. Okay, so Ramirez in the last 3 days has gone from a 500k card all the way down to a 340,000 coin card. And as you'll have seen from this little snippet here, he is by far not the only one. This Valverde is really important as well. He has gone in the last 3 days down from a top 471 to 342. The reason I'm laughing is because these cards are still so meta, and no one's packing Team of the Year cards. If you actually think about it, nothing will change on Friday. No one's packing Team of the Year cards in terms of the whole player base, and yet some of the best cards in the entire game that people can afford and they can pack are going down in price. And this is why we invest right now. I can't call the exact low point of every single card. It would be physically impossible. They all have slightly different low points, but just know we're going to be looking to target some of these cards and sell them on the weekend. Now, again, I'm live on stream tonight looking for these exact low points and selling my fodder for this exact reason, right? I'm going to talk about fodder later on for lower budgets. I still think fodder could be amazing. I just want to sell it to get involved in some of this. Look at this Harry Kane card. One of the rarest cards we've seen. Again, last 3 days, 203,000 coins, down 50,000 coins. Now, percentage-wise, that is huge. 25% down on a card that is that rare. So, what are we avoiding? Like I said, we're avoiding certain positions, and that has to be higher rated CDMs, Sentiments, and Cams. If your card is 88 rated or above, they're not going to fit Evolutions. And if they're an 88 rated CDM, Sentiment, and Cam, it's no surprise Ramirez is down and Valverde is down, as well as some other cards you can start to see. So that is number one. The second one we've got to be careful of is, of course, that Thunderstruck Shelling, right? Again, I did say I don't think anyone should do it, but people are going to complete this card. If she comes in at a well below this, especially, imagine the SBC was 500 or below 1,000 coins. People will start to complete that card. Strikers and left mids could be hurt as well. So the safest cards are defenders at the moment. We're, of course, getting a Lucio SBC as well. So it's like there's not much we can avoid. But the number one I'd say to avoid definitely is these CDMs, Sentiments, and Cams. Not because they can't rise, but I just don't like messing around when that Evo is there. But I'm looking at so many of these cards on low points. And my favorites, I'll give you like some list of players. But again, when I'm saying rare cards, we know these Time Warp cards that come out recently, no one was opening packs. And this Cristiano Ronaldo, as you can see already in the last 3 days, is starting to have slight dips and slight rises. And again, you see that's tiny on the graph, but that's 3.6 to 3.8 million coins. You might be saying, I'm not going to flip a 4 million coin card. It's just a sign of how the market is already going to start to move. Think about it like this, right? Team of the Year attackers come this weekend. Ronaldo's not in them. No one packs them. This card is super rare, and it's the best Ronaldo card on the game. This card, I guarantee you, will low out in the next few days and then do so nicely, like so nicely over the course of this weekend. Everyone wants the most meta teams, get the best rewards during Team of the Year. Other cards that could do amazing. This Chiellini. What do you guys know about Chiellini? He's been one of the pros' favourite centre-backs this year. And as you can see, 498, 500,000 coins. He's below 400,000 coins. I can again guarantee you that at some point this card lows out and then starts to bounce. So again, rarity on cards, super in demand. Don't look at cards like this Oscarson or whatever. Like, don't look at cards that are not meta, in my opinion. You need to look at cards that still get in people's teams, and make sure to avoid things that are down for a good reason, like these higher rated centre mids, because of that Team of the Year evolution coming on Friday. But definitely start to get involved in some of these low points. In just a moment, I will go on to that low budget Evo fodder investing, what we can do for the next few days. But I want to quickly show you, because I get asked a lot, how can you tell if a card is rare, right? How do we see if a card has rarity? So we go and check Messi. I want to check his Time Warp card specifically. As you can see, there is just not that many on the market. Look how rare that card is. And again, obviously that is Time Warp Messi. I get he's obviously going to be rare, but you'd be surprised. A lot of them top-end cards are not as rare as some of these cards like the Ronaldo and the Messi that basically haven't been packed as much as other promos. So there's loads of cards right now in the game that are super rare. Another good promo for it is if you go and check the Festival of Football's captains cards, they're so rare as well. This Ronaldo, again, look how many cards there are in the game. These are the cards we're looking to invest in. The cards have barely any supply. Now, I know I said avoid centre mids or, CDMs because we're going to get the Cam EVO, and I think that is true. But if you can find any of them, the ones I do like is just like this Alexia Putellas. People are going to be packing this Claudia Pinga Team of the Year this weekend, and they're going to want high-end links. She's got about 10 cards on the market. She's someone who could do really well if you get the right low point in the next few days. And again, like I say, like look at Van Dijk. Everyone kind of, sold this guy off because he's getting a Team of the Year. But if you look at the supplier of this guy, it's less than 2 pages, right? Yeah, less than 2 pages on this card, and he's getting down to below 700,000 coins. I can almost assure you, him, Putellas, Ronaldo, Messi, these big cards are going to have a rebound into the weekend. Now, look, they could fall again as people sell off their teams, as we get midfielders and defenders into the week. That could definitely happen. But I genuinely think there's going to be so many people making so many coins if you look at these higher end cards. If you do, look at the rarity, try and avoid those middle end centre mid CDMs cams like Valverde, Ramirez we spoke about before. But make sure you're looking at rarity, because any card that has loads of supply, just a little bit harder to rise, especially when we've had a big market crash like this one, okay? Right, on to that low budget, and we've got to start with Evo investments because we've already started to see cards moon and skyrocket with this Evo right here. And trust me, certain cards that fit this Evo nicely are going to go unbelievably high in in price. Now, I do have a few suggestions for you guys, don't worry, but I wouldn't throw the bank at these because we don't know what the requirement's going to be. But my two suggestions are, of course, this Team of the Week Fermin Lopez. This is, of course, a cam evolution as part of it. This guy's links are insane, and we know that his 83 did amazing last time. Even his 83 is 40,000 coins. This 86 is going out of packs, and no one's opened packs this week, right? No one has been opening packs, and anyone who has packed this guy might have thrown him into an SBC. So for a Team of the Week, I think this could be one of the best investments long-term ever. Think about how much little supply he's going to have compared to regular Team of the Weeks. Now, another one is, of course, the one we spoke about a lot recently. We said to buy him at 18. He's up at 25, but could he still be a buy at 25 if this cam position lets him fit this huge honorable mention Evo? And if you think that some cards are not skyrocketing in price for that Evo already, look at the Footman popular page. What do you notice about some of these cards here? Cam, centre mid, cam. These cards have started to moon in price for that Evo. And do people know something? Is there a leak going around, or are people just begging for a chance to make some coins? Because this Eco is 75,000 coins up in price. This Cruyff is 70,000 coins up in price from where he was this morning at 600,000 coins. This Vieira is up to 740k, which, as you guys all know, he was below 600,000 coins very recently. And so many other 87 rated and below centre mids. As you can see by Footman popular, the centre mids, the cams, their CDMs, they're starting to moon. So if we can catch some of the other ones, like in my opinion, Team of the Week Fermin could be one of the best ones in the entire game. Maybe even Doué. Don't forget this Doué has a centre mid position and he's 87 rated as well. Some of these cards could be ridiculous. Again, do not throw the bank at this, but it's definitely worth throwing a few on the transfer list of Fermin, Doué, Cherky, and find some other cards that people are overlooking that are rare and have great links and great demand, and people could definitely put into this Evo here. But we've of course got to talk about fodder as well. Everyone's favourite investment. You see me with it there. Why am I selling fodder? I think the sell time for fodder is going to be tonight, tomorrow night, and then Friday morning. You need to be out of all fodder by Friday, 6 o'clock when we get the Team of the Year drop. Fodder's quite low right now. I think if you want, you could buy some of these cards. But again, listen to what I'm saying. You've got to sell them before that Friday drop. The reason this could be quite, decent fodder-wise, like I say, we've got that Shell and SBC coming, okay? We've got this SBC coming. If she's a great price, even though it's before Team of the Year, people will do it. We're getting Lucio soon. We might get a Marcelo icon on the Friday. It could be the Frimpong flashback. We've got a lot of SBCs it could be on the Friday. So people might start buying fodder in preparation for that. But basically, if you can get 88s right now for on bids and snipes, about 7.8 or 7.7 thousand coins. If you can get 89s for 16.25 and below 1,000 coins, you're probably looking at bids and snipes. They could be great to sell when we get Shelling, Lucio. Again, sell before Friday. They could be insane. Even some 90s at 31,000 coins could be a shout. What about low-rated fodder? 85s and 86s and 84s have mooned, because if you guys are doing the SBC grind, as you know, you've got to buy these cards to even have a chance of completing all the packs, right? Should we invest in these? In my opinion, no. A little bit too risky. We could definitely see them go higher. What 84s could they really could. They could go to 2,000 and 2,500 coins with the midfielder and the defender upgrade SBCs that we should be getting today and tomorrow. However, I'm avoiding it because basically, if you buy a lot of these cards and they don't go up, again, you have to sell these before Friday at 6 o'clock. Where the higher rated ones, you can't buy as many. They're a little bit easier to sell. What you can do with these cards is make insane amount of coins on them every single day by bidding on them. So we're talking 84s, 85s, and 86s. Bidding on them overnight UK and in the morning UK time when less people are doing these SBCs, less people are buying these cards. They normally drop down a few hundred coins in price. And then when they do, you can just bid a bit below. So let's say 85s are 3.7 thousand coins. They drop to maybe 3.3, 3.4 thousand coins in the morning. You bid at 3.1, 3.2 thousand coins. And then at content, they go up to about 4,000 coins. And you make quite a bit of profit per card. You can also do that on these Team of the Weeks. Now, Team of the Weeks have done amazing recently. A lot of you guys are still holding. Some of you guys want to still buy. I'd be very careful. Once again, the same thing. You've got to sell before Friday at 6 o'clock. But if you can, in my opinion, the best way to trade these in the morning and overnight, get bids for maybe 13.7 or 14,000 coins. And then at content time today, Thursday and Friday morning, you could try and sell them at 16 to 16.5 to 17,000 coins and make quite a decent profit per card. But if you're going to hold any of this fodder into Thursday, again, last warning, go and sell it before Friday. If you're holding fodder into Friday, 6 o'clock, I might come and find you personally. Now, we can buy fodder on the weekend. Don't get me wrong. We've got loads of SBCs coming. You guys see them from the Twitter leaks. We can try and buy it on the weekend, but that's another story. We'll talk about that on the weekend. And I'm telling you to sell fodder by Friday. What about meta cards? Can we hold them into Friday? Like, say we do get this Van Dijk captain's card. Is this a card we can hold into Friday? It is, in my opinion. Now, it sounds risky because a lot of people are opening packs for Team of the Year, and you could see maybe little potential drops from 6 o'clock exactly from Team of the Year. But if we're talking these super uber uber rare meta cards, I think their low is actually before Friday content drop, and then people will start to buy weekend league teams. Again, I'm not talking about the crappy cards that no one wants. I'm talking about these specific super rare, really nice cards. Even a card that's 300,000 coins can be super in demand. Like if it's a Claudia Pina Winter Wildcards, for example, that's a super in demand card that is obviously, you know, not as expensive as like this Messi card and the Messi Time Warp card. But you get what I mean, right? These cards are completely fine to hold into Friday, but I would sell them Friday nighttime UK, so that's about like 9-10 p.m. UK. We will be streaming then on Twitch. If you want to come say hello, jump in. You can ask me when we're selling cards and buying cards. You could also sell on Saturday midday. That's a little bit risky, but I think you're still fine. We often see a lot of these cards normally in Team of the Year do okay for the first weekend, and then things start to get a bit shaky as we get more content. Because of course, if we got a huge like striker SBC that everyone completes, then maybe this Team of the Year Messi, or not Team of the Year, but the Time Warp Messi doesn't do as well because people will go and sell him to do the EVO or the SBC. So you've got to be a bit more careful as we get more and more content, but you should be fine to hold most meta cards you buy in these low points today and tomorrow, into Friday, and even into Saturday midday. And one last money-making tip for you guys. I have a few coins lying around. These Time Warp cards are super, super rare because no one's opened packs this week. So if you go to Squad, Time Warp Team 2, no one's opened packs. They are super, super rare. So basically, I would go and club stock all of these cards that are below 13,000 coins. All right could be amazing. João Moutinho is obviously a bit more expensive. Sissoko a bit more expensive, so we avoid them ones. But the ones that are below 13,000 coins, literally all of them, go and pick your favorites. You can go and do any of them, throw them into the club and forget about them. And I guarantee some of these cards that'll be better for EVOs, like even, I think there's a Satoka card somewhere here. Even this Leeds Malou card, actually. This Leeds Malou is a perfect example, right? You can see how with EVOs or him just being super rare, he could go up to 20 or 25,000 coins in like a few weeks or a month's time. So go and club stock all of them lower rated ones. If you're on like 500k plus, don't do this at a lower budget. It'll waste your coins. These are not going to rise quick. They could take weeks or even a month. But if you are on low coins, you could definitely double your coins on some of these cards, with Pascal Gross being a great example, and one that could even fit that Team of the Year Evo. And if he does fit that Team of the Year Evo, he'll go insane in price. So he's another one you could club stock, as well as all of these lower rated, like 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 coin cards. Get one thrown in the club and just forget about them for now. Guys, I appreciate all the support on the channel recently. You guys have been amazing. We're going to get so many pack grinds, trading videos. I keep mentioning it, but honestly, I'm so excited for Team of the Year. This is probably the best promo of the entire year. I think it's better timed than the start of the game. I think it's better than Team of the Season footies. And it's the perfect middle ground. It's the perfect promo. So, like, you just have fun on the game, build the best teams, do all the objectives. I really do love it, right? Make sure to subscribe, like I say, for all of that daily content. Let me know down below as well, what sort of videos do you want to see? And, of course, we'll work on those. We're going to try and get the Evo chain videos out, all the good stuff. But, yeah, like always, boys, until next time, I'll see you all in a bizzle.